Alright friends, we need to talk. A few decisions need to be made. So let me get into it. It won't take long for this video, but I just wanted anyone who watches the Ironman or anyone who's interested in the PvP content I've been doing, so basically the regular people that watch the videos, to help me decide the future. So the future of the Ironman is that's what I'm wanting to discuss. At the moment, the server that my Iron Man character is on, which is Sutek, is dying. So it's a very, very, very low population. The writing is on the wall, so to speak. So this leaves me with a bit of a conundrum, because I really, really, really enjoy playing the Iron Man, and I definitely don't want it to stop. But on the flip side of the coin, I have a good PvP guild that I've joined that's going to be doing wars soon, and I also really want to be doing that. So, I want to be creating the Iron Man content. I also want to be creating the PvP content. I've been saying to Leos for a long time now that I really just wished that our Iron Man characters were in the same server as our PvP guild, so that I could spend my time doing the Iron Man but also doing PvP with the guild. And so I've kind of been thinking for a while now that something needs to give, because I really just don't like playing multiple characters. Like, I sort of like to focus in. So I don't like jumping over and doing the Iron Man and then jumping back over to the Delos and then playing on my PvP character with a BIS gear. I just like to focus on one character. It really does my head, and I don't know why. So that's the conundrum. Sort of a little bit to do with it is I would be focusing on mage, and the current Iron Man has been mostly melee, so maybe in a way it would be kind of cool to do another Iron Man. It's kind of funny because I always thought that one of the reasons I played melee, is because in other MMOs for the last 10 years, all I've done is really play mages and healers. And I just found that mage was just so easy compared to the bruiser or compared to melee. And so I did a big learn to play series on how to play melee, because I hadn't really played melee previously. So it's a good learning experience. But so I just thought it was like a given that ranged classes like mage were just inherently much easier than playing melee. When I saw a lot of people complaining on the forums about the bruisers getting nerfed with this latest patch coming in, and then all these people were going, "Are you kidding me? Melee's so easy." So I released a video recently which tried to kind of go through why that wasn't the case, and why I thought melee was much harder than playing, say, a mage. And boy, did that rattle some cages. About 3/4 of the people on the forum post that I put up really disagreed with what I was saying. And these are reasonable people. Obviously there were some trolls, but some of them were fairly reasonable. And they was just stating how much harder it was to play light armor range, and if you get caught out by melee, it's all over for you, and what do you do against these 5-man groups and stuff like that. And they were just saying that it's just so much more easier to play range than it is, especially like a melee bruiser, which just really, really, really surprised me, because I was I was arguing with them going, "Are you kidding me? You've got 20-meter distance. It's just so easy. I can see melee people coming at me from a mile away," so I was really shocked. I was even talking to Leos about it, going, "I don't understand how people find range so hard," Yeah, it really blew my mind. So the conclusion I've kind of maybe drawn to, and it was only kind of today that I really realized it, was that maybe I'm just good at playing that mage ranged gameplay where you kind of kite opponents, and you sort of have that situational awareness that if someone is coming for you, you can see it before it happens, so you kind of position yourself well. And because I've sort of gotten used to doing that, and that's kind of my playstyle that I prefer, that's led me to believe that it's a very easy playstyle, but maybe it's not easy. Maybe other people actually struggle with it, which in that case, I can actually teach some people things and that's sort of, I guess that fits with what I've seen in game as well, because generally when I'm playing mage, which you'll be looking at a video right now, I'll usually be number 1 when I play mage, and top the charts and do the best damage and all that kind of stuff. And like, I know mages tend to stat pad a bit, but I'm still getting higher than the other mages as well, you know, so I guess I'm doing something right. I also, when the shit gets rough in OPRs, I'm always the one that just dies the least compared to anyone else. I mean, if you look in this video, I think I do 1.3 million damage, I get 9 kills, I'm second highest, and I've only got like 600 gear score, 603 gear score or something, so, you know, I'm like really badly geared and still doing really, really well. So, yeah, I guess the conclusion I've come to is I'm pretty good on a mage, maybe. The other thing, so I'd be going mage for that reason. Also, the other reason would be, in an Ironman, you're going to be undergeared compared to the opponents you fight. So you really can't be fighting something like a bruiser or a tank. You need to be fighting something where you just don't get hit at all. So that would be, yeah, again, like a mage or a bow person. So yeah, I want to focus on the mage. So if I was to make a new Ironman, I would want to play mage. But so there's a bit of a tangent, but here's the conundrum, right? I can give up on the Ironman completely and then just focus on PvP content, wars, OPRs, learn to play, all that kind of stuff that I was doing. If you'd looked at my video series, I was doing the Learn to Play series on the Bruiser a while back, which people really, really enjoyed. That was before I started the Ironman. So I could just do that. But I don't like this option because I really do enjoy doing the Ironman. Like, I find it just it makes me enjoy more aspects of the game. I really, really enjoy it. I also just really enjoy making that storyline based content, so I don't really think this is a good option. Number 2 is I stick with the Ironman on the dead server and give up on the PvP because, well, especially in regards to the guild that I'm in. Also, don't like this option because I really, really enjoy being on a server where there's lots of PvP, and I really enjoy the PvP guild that I'm in. So, and it's kind of hard to find a good guild where you gel with everyone and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm at on that. So then the final option, which only occurred to me in the last couple of days, and I thought, maybe that's like the best option, is that I start a new Ironman with a mage on the same server that my PvP guild is on. So that way I can do wars and the PvP content whilst also doing the Ironman at the same time on the same character. To me, that checks all the boxes. There's just one little caveat, and that is that I would need to do the wars. And I need to do wars and I need to be competitive. So I can't be doing that with Ironman gear. So the one thing I was thinking is I would buy best in slot PvP gear for my mage and then just use it for wars only. So just put it in the storage, use it for wars only, but every other aspect of the game would be Ironman focused. Then when I get my trade skill up and I can make my own gear and I start to get good gear, then I can flip over and just start using that gear and delete the gear that I bought. So I just wondered what everyone thinks of that idea. Is that cheating? Do you think, well, it's not really an Ironman if you bought the gear? I mean, I seriously would only use it for wars. I was really strict. I never bought anything in the Ironman on the other server, so I know I would stick to it. I feel that it gives me the best of both worlds. I just thought maybe people can give me some feedback. Maybe someone's got a better idea that I haven't thought about. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm thinking right now, giving you guys the option of telling me what you think, everyone who subscribes. So make sure you comment, make sure you tell me your thoughts, and then I guess I'll make a decision. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you later.